Mark and Sarah's story started like a fairy tale. They were college sweethearts who built a life together, a life that seemed perfect from the outside. They had a beautiful home, 2 amazing kids, and a social circle that admired their seemingly unbreakable bond. Mark, a dedicated architect, worked long hours but always made time for his family. Sarah, a freelance graphic designer, had the flexibility to manage the household and be there for the children. To everyone, they were the golden couple. But beneath the polished surface, cracks were beginning to show. Mark started noticing small, almost insignificant changes in Sarah's behavior. She was more guarded with her phone, often smiling at texts from new clients he'd never heard of. She started going to late-night yoga classes, coming home energized but distant. When Mark asked about her day, her answers became vague, peppered with details that didn't quite add up. He tried to dismiss his growing unease as paranoia. He loved Sarah, and trust was the foundation of their 15-year marriage. Told himself he was just tired and stressed from a demanding project at work. But the feeling, that cold knot of dread in his stomach, wouldn't go away. It lingered, a silent guest at their dinner table, a shadow in their once happy home. The breaking point came on a Tuesday afternoon. Mark came home early, hoping to surprise Sarah and the kids. As he pulled into the driveway, he saw an unfamiliar luxury car parked out front. He didn't think much of it at first. Maybe it was a friend of Sarah's. But as he walked toward the door, he heard laughter from the back garden. Sarah's laughter, intertwined with a deep male voice he didn't recognize. His heart began to pound. He quietly walked around the side of the house, his feet silent on the grass. And then he saw them. Sarah was sitting intimately close with another man, a man who looked like he'd just stepped out of a magazine. They were sharing a bottle of wine, their hands occasionally brushing, their gazes locked. In that one gut-wrenching moment, Mark's perfect world shattered into a million pieces. The truth he'd been so desperately trying to ignore was staring him right in the face. He didn't confront them. Couldn't. Numb with shock and betrayal, he backed away silently, got into his car, and just drove. He didn't know where he was going. He just knew he couldn't be there. The images of Sarah and the other man burned in his mind. Every shared memory, every vow, every "I love you now" felt like a lie. The fairy tale was over. Now, Mark had to face the daunting reality of picking up the pieces of his broken heart and figuring out what the future held for him and his children. It was the beginning of a long, painful journey, one he never imagined he'd have to take. Thank you for watching, and if you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing for more content.